Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're taking a look at what happens when somebody gets triggered by a BMI poster. Are they going to handle this like an adult and just let those emotions bounce off them? Or are they going to get all emotional and start going on a tirade?
Quick content warning for BMI, intentional weight loss, and doctor's visits.
Doctor's visits might trigger some people, and also intentional weight loss. Trigger warning, we're about to talk about reality. If you live in a world of delusions, this might start to bring you out of that world of delusions a little bit, so you might want to turn it off before you have to tune back into reality. There, I translated it for you.
If those things tend to bother you, please do not watch this.
If those things tend to bother you, don't watch this. Dude, if the real world bothers you, then stop living in a world of delusions.
So, since I got out of a psychiatric facility, one of my main goals has been to notice my triggers so that I can understand the situations that I'm in and why I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing. And today I found one of them. Honestly, the trigger may have just been being at the doctor's office, but I also happened to see a poster, a BMI poster, that was directly across from where I was sitting in the doctor's office. And this poster, it could win an award for like the worst poster ever.
Oh yeah? So this poster triggered you, did it? And you might go do a bunch of behaviors, and they won't be your fault. They will be the poster's fault, right? Because you got triggered.
I'm gonna show it, so warning. Scroll away now if you don't want to see it.
Warning. Stop putting warnings on stuff that doesn't need a warning. You're going to show us a piece of paper that has words on it, my friend. Okay? You're not about to show us a freaking snuff film. All right? Like, why is there any sort of warning on this? If you're that fragile as a human being, dude, this isn't the planet for you, homie.
Here she is.
Oh my God, it's worse than you said it was. Oh my God, avert your eyes. Oh, they're talking about body weight and fat percentages? Oh my God, no. Oh, dude, it's worse than you said it was. You didn't prepare me thoroughly enough with that trigger warning. My eyes have been traumatized, madam. I can't believe it. This is insane, dude. There's words and numbers on an actual piece of paper, dog. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. Yo, all the trigger warnings in the world couldn't have prepared me for that.
So first of all, I love the top where it says, "What does your BMI reveal about your health?" I could just answer that and say, fucking nothing.
Are you sure about that? If your BMI is over 30 and you're not a bodybuilder, I think you could make a lot of assumptions about somebody that has that BMI. Like you have joint pain, you're tired all the time, your heart is extremely strained, breathing problems, including sleep apnea. We could go on and on and on with all the problems that a person with a BMI over 30 who is not a bodybuilder might experience. By the way, in case any of you are confused, if you're a bodybuilder, the BMI does not apply to you, okay? You could be 5 feet tall and like 180 pounds of pure muscle, because steroids exist. So, you know, that's a thing. But I'm guessing that if you are a bodybuilder who has an excess of muscle tissue, you probably know that. You probably know. And you probably know that the BMI probably isn't that relevant to you. For everybody else, though, it's pretty relevant. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, actually, it's not relevant for the... Most of the time, it's relevant, okay? Unless you're, like, missing some limbs or something. But it's a very basic calculation. We're doing height times, you should weigh this much if you're that tall. So most of the time, it's pretty good indicator. And if you think that it's not accurate, just look down at your stomach, okay? If it says your BMI is high, but you look down and you don't see a bunch of lard rolls, I guess it doesn't apply to you. I mean, it's a pretty easy test to do. Imagine, though, saying that the BMI is nonsense. When the BMI says, hey, you're unhealthy, and you're like, what? The BMI is nonsense. But then you look down and you see all this, like, just ridiculously excess amount of fat on your body. You're kind of not in a position to be talking about the validity of the BMI.
But it goes on and says, your body mass index uses your height and weight to estimate your amount of body fat. It is also a tool used to help diagnose obesity.
Correct, because obesity is a medical condition. Why are you blinking like you're confused? She's like, what? Obesity? What? Her brain is starting to shut down. She's becoming Adam Sandler right now. She's like, what?
Okay. And then...
That's your retort to that. Okay. All right. Oh, wicked burn, dog. They were like, yo, you could use the BMI to determine whether or not somebody has obesity. And then she's like, okay. Oh, burn. Take that, stupid BMI poster. Get fucked. Get fucked.
Of course, we have the timeless BMI chart that we're fucking never getting rid of, apparently.
That's right. We're never going to get rid of it. I'm going to actually go make Xerox copies of this and blanket the town with them so that you have to see it everywhere. They need to start making McDonald's wrappers out of these papers that talk about the BMI. How about we do that? If y'all really want to fight obesity, we'll start making the fast food companies wrap all of their food products in these BMI posters, right? That talk about the different BMI levels and this and that. Just wrap all unhealthy food in those posters. How about that? In my America, we will do that. Vote Cynical Dude President 2024.
And the funny thing is, below the BMI chart, they have a little diagram about why it is so unlikely that you are going to be able to lose weight and keep it off.
Is that what it says? It says that it talks about how unlikely it is that you'll be able to keep the weight off. Well, I can't see the text. It's a little too small. But what I can see, it says, if you're having trouble losing weight, talk to your healthcare provider today. And then there's a little graphic that shows weight loss on the left and weight gain on the right. And it says, the tug of war of weight management. Willpower versus biology. Metabolic and hormonal responses affect ability to maintain weight loss. I don't think that that's saying that it's super hard or like difficult to maintain. That's not what I'm getting from that.
I'm going to read a little bit for you guys. After weight loss, metabolic adaptation may result in increased signals for energy intake, increase in the hunger hormone, and decrease in satiety hormones.
Yes, they say that your body adapts after weight loss and you might start getting hungrier again. And?
Okay. And then what do they go on to say? Look at this little fucking thing they have in the corner. If you're having trouble losing weight, talk to your healthcare provider today.
I can't believe they said that. I am just as shocked as you are. Oh my goodness. I can see why you have such a shocked tone and look on your face. They want you to talk to your healthcare provider for help about losing weight? Are they fucking serious? Oh my god, the audacity. These devils. These demon devil bastards. How dare they? I don't know why you're acting so shocked. Like, none of this is them saying, yo, you can't even lose weight, so don't even try. That's not what they said. They said your body will adapt and you'll start getting hungrier again. And if you have any questions, talk to your healthcare provider today. That was like so simple and basic and just some easy advice that they're giving you. You know, if you have any further questions, talk to your doctor. Why are you outraged at this? Where's the outrage coming from? I don't understand. I'm confused. And then she's wheezing laughing. That's like I'm always doing. You don't wheeze laugh at that, okay? I wheeze laugh at the nonsense that you're saying. What the hell?
I mean, that literally sounds like a breast cancer awareness commercial. Like, if you feel a lump in your breast, contact your doctor immediately.
Oh, that was a good doctor commercial voice impersonation. But still, there's nothing wrong with this poster, homie. You're getting a little ridiculous.
I don't know if it was that poster specifically or just being at the doctor in general, but I started to sweat. I started to dissociate.
What? What? You started to dissociate. Oh my gosh, dude, this is the most dramatic thing that I've ever seen in my entire life. So, you saw words and numbers on a piece of paper, and then you just started... You just started dissociating. You started disconnecting from reality because your mind was so traumatized. It took you back to your initial point of trauma, right? Which was, God only knows why you happen to have PTSD and can just randomly dissociate at the drop of a hat upon seeing a poster. I don't know what happened to you initially to make you have whatever condition causes dissociation, but I do know that y'all need to stop throwing around the term dissociation so lightly, okay? I've heard people say that ADHD, you can dissociate with that. No. When you have ADHD, the dissociation that you're doing is not really dissociation. You're becoming hyper-focused on one thing. And it could be likely because of the medication that you're on. Probably has something to do with your hyper-focus. As somebody that used to do amphetamines, I could tell you all about that. Real dissociation is like somebody that has dissociative identity disorder, where you completely change. An event will trigger you. This is where the word trigger actually comes from and is valid. An event that reminds you of your initial trauma will trigger you and you will switch alters. The amount of people that actually have dissociative identity disorder is extremely low. Your parents taking away your allowance because you didn't do the dishes is not enough trauma to make you disconnect from reality and create multiple personalities, okay? 99.9% of human beings have never experienced trauma even close to splitting their mind into multiple alters. Just so you know, feeling an emotional response to something that you saw is not dissociating, okay? So you saw a poster about BMI and then you're just like, and then what? You switched alters, right? Because you have dissociative identity disorder. You switched alters because the pain of seeing that poster reminded you of whatever severe, insane trauma that led you to have split personalities to begin with, right? So you saw the poster and like, that reminds me when I was young and they wouldn't let me have that cupcake that one time. And then you split and you go into your alternate personality that's a little, and you're like, me want cakey, what me want. No, but seriously, if you guys want to cringe right out of your skin, go look at people faking dissociative identity disorder, and they say that they have littles, which are like personalities that are children. The whole thing starts to get really creepy and gross and weird.
And my heart rate shot through the roof, and when she took my pulse, it was like 100, and...
Okay, so you're overweight, and you're at the doctor, and you saw a poster. Is that why you're making up this whole story about being traumatized? Oh, I see. So that's why you're making up this story about being traumatized. Because when they took your resting heart rate, it was 100, with you just sitting there, doing nothing, because you're overweight. And then you're all like, oh yeah, the poster, it traumatized me, dude. And I was like hyperventilating and stuff. That's why my resting heart rate was 100 beats per minute, even though I was just sitting there, and I had been sitting there for like 10 minutes, just relaxing, waiting for the doctor to come into the room. No, I understand. It's embarrassing. My resting heart rate used to be very high too when I was just sitting there, when I was overweight.
I was just sitting there and
Yeah, that's the sad part. You were just sitting there and your heart rate was 100 beats per minute, dude. Okay, and then you're going to talk about being triggered by a poster. You need to be triggered by yourself.
I was like, all that to say, I think it's very interesting how this kind of rhetoric can take a toll on our bodies.
Yes, this kind of rhetoric can take a toll on our bodies, but not as much of a toll as obesity. You see, the reason your resting heart rate was 100 beats per minute was not because you saw words on a piece of paper, it was because you have an excess of adipose tissue on your body, and this resting heart rate of 100 beats per minute indicates that you are incredibly unhealthy. And if you continue down this path, you're going to have very bad results. It's hilarious how you're blaming this rhetoric for taking a toll on your body. You're sure it wasn't all that unhealthy food that you've been consuming for years and that not exercising that you've been doing? This person is so disconnected from reality that they go into the doctor's office because of stuff that they did to themselves, eating too much and then causing all these medical problems. And then while they're in the doctor's office, they see a poster that says, hey, if you're overweight, that can cause a lot of problems, and here is a way to measure that using the BMI, and if you have any more questions, talk to your doctor about it. And then she sees that helpful, informative poster and goes, This has triggered me. Oh my goodness, this is doing more harm to me than all that stuff I did to myself. And the reason my resting heart rate is 100 beats per minute is because I witnessed this poster. Oh my goodness, dude. I don't even have a funny joke to make about that. That is so alarming. You are so disconnected from reality. Please, for the love of God, step back from the brink of madness. You're like, what are you talking about? The problem is not my obesity. The problem is that you have a poster reminding me that I'm obese, and that's where all my health problems came from, viewing that poster. That is hilarious and alarming. If I weren't laughing right now, I would be crying. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.